Welcome back to the Weekly Degeneracy, Week 2. Hope you all survived Week 1. We barely did by the skin of our teeth, but we're here for Week 2. As always, your pseudo host Brogan here, joined by.
I'm Sean.
And Nick.
All right, before we move on, I just want to thank our viewers. We had such an outpouring of support for that first episode, that first week. We cracked double digits in 1 week, so that's pretty impressive. Shout out everybody.
Yeah,
Love
I
I
you.
don't
told
know
Mom to
how you
retire.
found us, but we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Shout,
Mama,
shout out, Mom.
you don't have to work anymore. We made it.
So, if you're going back over the whole point of this podcast, we have 5 locks and a parlay of the week. So, if any of those bets lose, we have to take a shot to start this episode. And the week 2, first time taking shots. Overview of last week. Brogan, went 4-1-1. Iowa State -3 was a push. I won the Illinois -3. UNLV money line, Tampa Bay -1.5, and in the parlay of the week, I had a Josh Allen anytime tud. My loser was the Bears money line. I have a wonderful bottle of Jack Daniels here,
Oh,
and I'm just gonna take a shot from the bottle.
yeah. I'm gonna be ripping off. Actually, you're Captain Morgan, Brogan.
Woo! I do not take shots anymore, so that was tough.
End of Jackie D. That's nasty.
Okay, so I got my
Rip a hole
one
in the
shot out.
wall.
One shot out of the way for me. Pretty good week for my locks.
Sean, you want to
Nick?
recap yours?
Yeah, go ahead, Sean, I guess.
Yeah,
recap yours.
unfortunately, I'd rather not relive this lackluster week by me, but I went Eagles -7.5. I mean, it took an act of God and Jalen Hurts being an absolute moron to not get that one. Tampa Bay came through for me, -1.5. The Dolphins, will touch on that in a little bit. The Jags, there was never a doubt there. The Bears, Caleb Williams just lost me money all weekend in the most zestiest way possible. So that was awesome. Loved that. And then, yeah, I doubled up with the Dolphins. So my parlay of the week, the only losing leg. So that's
Shout out.
not
Yeah, that was a
great,
plus
but
1,000 parlay too, man.
It was.
yeah, 10-1. So 2 is off my heater / just any picking, except if we get to the ATS in in a little bit. We'll talk about that later, which is why I might like the Dolphins again, but stick around. Got to stick around for that.
All right.
Yeah, by my math, that's 4 shots for Sean to start off this episode,
You bet.
which is all right because of this podcast and probably of everybody I know. He is a resident booze bag, so appreciate you, Sean.
Light scumbucket here. All right.
For me, I bet my lock was Tampa Bay -1.5. Fucking banger. Hit it. Raiders money line. Banger. Knew the Raiders are going to go into the fucking. Oh, God. I'm blanking on the field. Going to the Patriots. I can't think of the field's name right now. I'm having a
What?
stroke. Yeah, thank you. And then
All right. Shot 2.
Brian Thomas. He got a fucking rushing touchdown. So, all I said was an anytime, baby.
Yeah.
All I said was an anytime.
Did he?
Yeah, he got a rushing touchdown.
Oh shit! All right, that's my total bad. I saw he had like nothing receiving wise, so
Yeah, he had a, yeah, he
yeah,
had a
good
rushing
good
one.
good check there. Good check because I checked the receiving stats only.
Yeah,
All right.
I didn't want to touch it because I have no idea how you format it, and I feel like I would
Nope,
just
nope,
fuck it up
nope.
somehow.
That's good. Sorry, I totally fucked that up.
And then Pickens, dude, he was a ghost. He just wasn't there. They just kept feeding CD Lamb the entire game. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Matthew Golden, 50 yards, didn't even come close. Somehow, some way, Devontae covered with 50 yards. I don't know how the fuck. I didn't get to watch the end of the game, but Matthew Stafford must have loved him in like the last couple of drives. So I went 4-2 on my lock. So I'm gonna have to take 2 shots of a good old Captain Morgan, and I'm going to fucking cry because I don't take shots anymore. This is gonna be painful.
Yeah. I just finished up my 4th shot of the Old Smoky Tennessee Moonshine apple pie. So
No
I
reaction
was
from
going
you,
for
man.
some. Oh,
Did you mute your
uh,
mic, or did you just fucking take like
oh
pound them like a man?
no! I had a couple coughs, but it was not pretty.
Okay, hold on.
Oh,
I'm gonna be a bitch. I'm gonna go grab a
Jesus.
Coke really quick because I forgot to grab one before I take my shots.
All
Oh,
All
we'll
right.
need somebody to
Well, while
wash it
Nick
down.
grabs his chaser, just to recap. So we all had our five locks that we went over there. Parlay of the week, where each of us throws one leg in. We had Tampa Bay -1.5 due to all of us having that as a lock. So normally this parlay of the week will be 3 legs, but it was 4 due to us all having Tampa Bay -1.5 as the lock. I had Josh Allen anytime touchdown. Nick had Devontae 50 plus. All 3 of those legs hit. The last leg was Sean's Dolphins 1.5. So real close to the parlay of the week hitting, but 1 leg short. We'll do better this week for everybody out there.
Long season.
Right.
Oh, that was delightful.
So yeah, this is why we decided weekly degeneracy, because we're a once a week podcast, and there will be some degeneracy and some shots that cause some degeneracy.
Hey, man. In Wisconsin, we like two things. We like football and booze. You know.
Hmm.
Oh fuck.
I also did some self scouting after that first podcast. I did not know that it was possible for a human to say as many times as I did, so I apologize to all of the listeners that had to deal with that. I
And
am making a conscious effort. You know, we're in week 2 here. We're self scouting, making adjustments, and I'm trying to be better this week.
and you can actually hear me this week, which is kind of cool. I didn't say
Right.
anything worth value last week, and I won't say anything worth value this week either. But you know, this time you can actually hear me, which is kind of cool. You know.
Well,
So yeah,
not true.
I
What'd
just
you go? 10-6 ATS.
Fuck yeah, baby. Dude. All right. Hold. I'll get into that later.
well yeah, I just wanted to bring up that we do self scout here. We are trying to we will listen to your feedback too. So feel free to
You're
comment or
ruthless.
Looking at you,
send us
mom.
a carrier pigeon, whatever your preferred method of communication is. We will at least take in your feedback. No guarantees on listening to it.
I prefer
Yeah, once
smokestack.
eventually we'll get live streams here. We'll put Brogan's number on, so just feel free to hit that up anytime you like.
Yeah, we'll put Brogan's address on a stream too. So like, if you guys want to hang out, you guys can just show up at
Yeah,
Brogan's house. Sean and I won't be
100%.
there, but Brogan will probably be there.
Oh,
And you can hang out
Mhm.
with his rabbit.
Yep. Shout out
cool
Winston.
rabbit.
So, just one question: how are we all feeling about the Finns after week 1?
Dude, implode the franchise. Like they just need to like the entire franchise just needs to implode. Sell everything. Just sell everything.
It was a sad showing. Was not great. 10 out of 10 would not recommend watching that game or replays or highlights.
Dude,
Yeah, I
Daniel
mean,
Jones is back.
how did they make
Tua.
Daniel Jones look elite? How?
There's a lot of questions from that game. Like Tua was allergic to keeping the football. I think I forget the stat, but I watched the game and it was like 3 out of the first 4 drives or 3 out of the first 5 drives, whatever, was either like interception or fumble by Tua. Tua just could not keep the ball with the Finns. So I don't know. That I just shout out the Finns for ruining the parlay of the week 1. You know, it would have been such a great start to this podcast to have that hit right away.
I just want to know as an NFL franchise for the Colts, they had 7 total possessions in the game. They scored on all of them, which hasn't been
Mhm.
done in an extremely long time. How do you get 3 possessions and a half? That's crazy.
They also hadn't won in like 11 straight opening days.
Yeah. That's why I was also
So,
feeling extremely confident.
right. I mean, I don't know. That's just the
Hey man.
Dolphins should be relegated.
So what you're saying, fade the Colts next year.
Right.
That in the notes.
So yeah, why don't we just jump into a little quick recap of our spreads. So again, we will pick the spreads of every game, and then we are keeping a total over the entire year. That's one for the counter too, by the way. Whoever has the worst against the spread record at the end of the year will have to do a punishment. So get your submissions in for what that punishment should be. After week 1, we have one clear front runner, and that is Nick, who went 9-7.
Woo!
John and I both went 7-9. Nick, how does it feel to be the week 1 spread champion?
How the fuck are you guys fading the Titans, all right? Like, I watched them play. They look like an elite ball club. Um, I will not be betting on the Titans for the rest of the year. That was the
You're not
luckiest
locking them up this week?
That was the luckiest bullshit that has ever happened. I'm looking at our spreadsheet. We went 0-3 on 4 games. And like, dude, I don't know. I feel great, but all at the same time, I don't feel great that we went 0-4 on a couple of games. Like, that's kind of wild.
If
Yeah,
you're
in
looking
our
to truly
defense,
make some money, bet against us. Fade us.
Dude,
right.
dude,
In our defense, though, like that Dallas Philly game was a bunch of smoke. Somebody should have probably went Dallas. Looking hindsight, but
Yeah.
I mean, Pittsburgh, New York. I mean, somehow Pittsburgh's defense looked like a Division III defense in the first half. They were just letting the Jets do whatever they wanted against them. So them winning by 2 points, I believe it was, like they almost covered, should have covered. The Dolphins, Colts, that was the dumpster fire we already talked about. And then we all had
We didn't
Chicago
agree
last
with
night
that.
against Minnesota. That's another game we should probably highlight here. Of Bears dominated that first half, I felt like, and
dude.
then JJ McCarthy throws a pick six, so
And
the Bears are up 17-6, I think, at that point. And
yeah,
then the Vikings just turned into a god squad and gave it to the Bears and ended up winning the game.
yeah,
A note from that game actually with the two, I think there was 2:04 left after Caleb almost rushed into the end zone. The Bears got the touchdown. They were down by 3 with 2:0 something left. They only had one timeout, I think. I don't understand. I was screaming at my TV, kick the ball out of bounds. I don't understand why you leave it up to your kicker on that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's like Ben Johnson being a first time head coach. That seemed like something that was pretty obvious. I mean, before they even scored the touchdown there, I was actually saying just kick the field goal. Like when they had
As
like
was I.
2:16 left and they were on like the 20.
Mhm.
I know you want the touchdown there, but you need that. I mean, that second timeout of the 2 minute warning is so valuable in the NFL that I mean, that's more valuable than scoring a touchdown. I feel like in that point, because then you see what
And
happens.
it's not
They
like
wasted the
exactly.
time, score the touchdown, but then you have 12 seconds left or whatever when they got the ball back.
Even before DJ Moore went out with that injury, I was just saying kick a 30 some yard field goal and then leave it up to chance. Obviously, they're going to play conservative. They're going to run it out, but just you got to hope for a Hail Mary. You got unfortunately, elite wide receivers that can make plays. Just let them make a play. Give them a chance. But I guess not.
you're never gonna be a winning franchise with crying Caleb at the helm. You know, I think he needs to start his career as a nails technician. Uh, I hope he gets that score painted on his nails for next week. I don't know why I
Oh,
decided to believe in crying Caleb for 1 week, but
It's fading McCarthy.
yeah, I don't know. I was just fading JJ, and now I feel like I have to fade crying Caleb now. I feel like I have to.
yeah. And one last thing we should recap. I feel like before moving on to week 2, that Ravens Bills game, an all time classic, a
Game of the year.
scoregami. Right. How the hell do the Ravens lose that game?
Josh Allen's inevitable.
Costly
I mean,
turnovers, but
Derrick Henry
they
fumbling.
absolutely they I forget the Bills interior D lineman that punched that ball. He hit the fuck out of Derrick Henry on that play. It was
Is that Ed Oliver?
amazing to watch. Ed Oliver, yeah. They were the amount of fumbles forced by these aren't like precision Peanut Tillman style jabs. They are fucking winding up and I saw at least 2 or 3 of these this weekend. It was amazing. Some of them weren't even hitting on the ball. They were just whacking the shit out of them.
Just punching dudes.
Yeah. Scrappy out there.
Dude, I kind of miss Peanut
Are,
Tillman, unironically.
All right,
Beautiful.
I'll keep us moving here. We can jump into week 2 spreads unless there's anything else that's worth highlighting, Sean or Nick.
Nah.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Besides, I don't know why you guys faded the Titans, but that's it.
Oh, I
Go
can
fuck
give you a
yourself.
couple explanations coming up here, but a couple reasonings.
All right, week 2 is upon us. We are recording this on Tuesday of week 2, so these are the spreads on DraftKings Sportsbook when we are recording this. So if you're listening to this later this week, spreads might have moved, lines might have moved. So we are going off of the numbers that we have at the time of recording. Thursday night game, pretty exciting one, especially for us being Packers fans. The Commies coming to Green Bay. Green Bay favored by 3.5 points. Should be a burner. Should be a good game. I think. Sean or Nick, either you guys want to pick this one first, or Nick? How about you pick this game first, since you're the champion of week 1?
Yeah,
Dude,
there we go.
I would Packers spread. I'm gonna hammer that. Like I'm gonna hammer that shit. Packers spread. I know Jane Daniels is a good QB, and they are turning the Washington franchise around pretty well. But like after watching what the Packers did to the Lions, who are objectively, I'm gonna say objectively, a better team than the Commies. All right. I feel like that trend is going to continue, and I would feel comfortable literally alting this up to like 6.5 for the Packers to win. That's how confident I am in Green Bay winning this game.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Packers 3.5. You can lock that up for me. Jaden Daniels, he didn't look great against the New York Football Giants at moments. He did. He had some good throws, but only three touchdowns against a Russell Wilson led team that they may just need to take him out back and put a couple in the old forehead on that one. That horse is that horse is long past due. But
Sean, I'm pretty sure when we were
anyway,
watching that game together, you were talking about Russell Wilson without a soft tissue injury was going to be pretty good.
yeah, that's what I thought until I watched the game, and now I can't bet with the Giants until I either see Jameis Winston or we want Dart, which I just might be hashtagging that all over wherever I get a chance. Maybe spray painting on trains and shit. So yeah, until Jackson Dart or old Jameis is in there, I can't confidently back the Giants. So Jaden Daniels, like I said, he had some moments. I do expect him to run a decent amount on us, especially if wherever we're putting Parsons, if he's getting pressure up the middle, look for him to slide out there. NS and Gary should get there or at least contain the edge, but I expect that over rushing prop for him. I think it was at 40, maybe 41 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I would play that. But yeah, he's going against a familiar opponent in Micah Parsons, and the last 2 games of the season on a not great Dallas team, Micah Parsons racked up 4.5 sacks against the Redskins. So expect a big day from the defense.
Yeah, so this is maybe more information that I should share, but I shill out my money for Sunday Ticket. I'm not proud of it, but I do. It's an
What's the
investment.
password?
It's an investment, but I love watching every game of the week. And not being a homer, the Green Bay Packers, in my eyes, looked like one of the best teams last week. Obviously, it's week 1, only one game, but I mean, defense was dominant. Besides that crazy one-handed grab by Tesla, however you say his name.
Garbage
I mean,
time. Don't worry about
that
it.
was ridiculous, though.
Yeah, that was a pretty.
It was
However,
nuts.
Yeah, that was pretty.
I mean, obviously the Lions lost their offensive coordinator, but still, the talent on that offense, and like Jameer Gibbs, like longest play from scrimmage was like 6 yards or something. That was crazy. Anyways, I mean, until proven different, I think the Packers are a top 2 team in the league after their week 1 performance. And yeah, I mean, gotta go Packers 3.5 here. don't even feel like it's a homer pick at this point. Obviously, fan, but they just looked dominating in
And
week
Jordan
one.
Love played so well too. I mean, like, yeah, there was like one drive where he was trying his fucking hardest to give the ball back to the defense. But other than that,
Yeah, I
like
didn't love
he
that
looked he
when.
looked so good. Other than that, like
Hmm.
Are we worried he might have one, maybe two of those? Because that would have been a. There were multiple pick six opportunities there. Anzalone should have had one that he
Mm-hmm.
threw right to him, and then the one that got called back.
yep, all like literally back to back plays. Like he was trying so hard, trying so fucking hard to give them a chance, but like it just didn't work out for the Lions.
Yeah, the only scary thing is it's short week and obviously week 2. So other than that, though, I mean, yeah, I think we're all riding Green Bay here. That's scary to start with a squad ride since the last Thursday night squad ride did not go good. But Green Bay minus three
New
and a
week.
half for
It's a
all
new
of
week.
us.
Yeah, new week, new us, baby.
Big old game in New York.
Do you want me to just keep
Jets.
heading all these?
Sure. Yeah, you're the week 1 champ. Why don't you go first for all of them? The Jets are hosting the Buffalo Bills. The Bills obviously kind of two different results here for these teams. The Bills having that crazy win and the Jets giving it up against the Steelers. Bills are getting 7 points at as the away team. The Jets are 7-point home dogs. Nick, who you going with?
I'm gonna go with the Jets this one. I don't think the Jets are gonna win. I think the Jets are gonna play the Bills just close enough to be able to cover. Uh, Purely because they're at home. And watching what they did against the Steelers, like I was genuinely impressed with how they ran their offense and like how they went from like one of the worst rushing attacks last year to just like ground and pound, baby. Like if Justin Fields gets behind in a game, I don't trust him coming back. But as long as like the Jets stay competitive, I could easily see the Jets covering in this game. Anybody else?
Yeah, no, since Sean went first, another one, I'll go on this one. Obviously watching that Sunday night game, the one weakness, or I don't know if it's the one weakness, but Buffalo could not stop the run. It seemed like Derrick Henry could just break all. I mean, I know Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry, but he could run for however many yards he wanted, basically. And if there's one thing the Jets can do offensively, it's run the ball. You got Brees Allen, Braylon Allen, and Justin Fields. So I agree with Nick here. I don't think the Jets win, but home game, the one thing the Jets do really well in week 1 was run the ball. I don't think the Bills can really stop the run right now, at least from what we saw against the Ravens. I know that that's probably a different rushing attack than the Jets, but I think the Jets are a really good rushing team. So I'm going to take the Jets getting 7 points at home. Sean?
Yeah. My only counter to that is a lot of teams last year and the Bills this year had a tough time stopping that Lamar Jackson Henry combo. But I do think Justin Fields should be a damn near auto lock anytime touchdown every week. The dude is mobile, partially because he's going to be running for his life because that Jets O line is not very great. But the Bills just coming off of an absolute high from last week, where not only was it a massive win for the franchise for opening the season at, I forget, Brogan, you would know this one. Is it Raymond James?
Yeah,
That sound
well,
right?
so for the are you talking on the Buccaneers here?
Oh, no. Where do the Bills play?
Oh, god damn, you're putting me on the spot here. They're
Yeah, you got to
building
be
a new
quick. You got to be ready.
stadium. Oh, geez. Well, Raymond James threw me off. I mean, I thought we were talking about Tampa Bay for a second.
Oh, we'll get to that in a minute here. Don't worry.
Gosh, I mean, if you're listening to us, we're not here for
New Highmark
stadiums, but
Stadium. There we go.
there we
Yeah.
go. Yeah. Anyways,
If you know obscure NFL knowledge, we could use an intern. Always can.
Unpaid, baby.
Unpaid, obviously. You want that college credit though.
Until either
Look good on a resume.
Minshew
That's
or
all I gotta say.
DraftKings wants to pick us up.
Yeah. Anyway, that was massive for the crowd. But I think that win was so massive for a multitude of reasons. Not even just to get that first win of the season off your back or your belt, but that the divisional and the playoff seeding implications down the road, the Bills are going to be, I think, rolling. That was the toughest test for the Bills for like, I think I was looking at the schedule and it's the first 6, maybe 7, 8 weeks in the season. I think they win by probably 2 scores here. The Jets, we don't know if that Steelers, how good that Steelers defense is or how good that Jets offense is, but this will be a great test for them. But yeah, give me Bills -7.
Fair enough. I like that you're willing to buck the trend there, so that way we
Yeah.
don't have the same picks. The next game is the Niners heading to New Orleans. New Orleans is a home 4.5 point dog. The Niners 4.5 point favorites. Nick,
I'm gonna go with the
how you feeling?
Niners. Rattler's just not good. He's just not good. Purdy, Purdy looked pretty nice the other night. I wasn't a huge Purdy believer. But the more I watch him, the more I can really come to appreciate his game. Uh, so I'm gonna go with the Niners. Gonna keep it short and sweet. I just think the Saints right now are just kind of a dumpster fire. So I think the Niners win. And well, cover. The Niners cover -4.5.
Did you guys see the jerseys the Saints rolled out week 1?
A little bit, yeah.
Just they looked like trash. Like
Yes.
they're like a light gold, black pants. Like I feel like they have the potential to have one of the greatest uniform sets with black and gold. And
Was
somehow
it a
they just
retro honor?
fuck
Was
it
it
up.
like an Archie Manning-esque jersey,
No,
or
I
was it just
I guess I'm not fully aware, but I think it was just trying to do something different, and in my opinion, it did not work out. So
well, this team's doing
yeah,
something different, all right.
I mean, I'm a big vibes guy. I hate following Nick with every pick, but I mean, this is a game.
Gotta follow the
The
champion,
Niners
baby.
get the Niners got rid of Jake Moody, waived him, got his ass out of town after
Well,
missing that kick. Um, God damn it! See, the Saints are making me say even. Fuck the Saints. We're going San Francisco. Sean,
Now, I'll play a little bit of devil's advocate. Are we at all concerned about the Niners' injuries that they racked up against the Seahawks last week?
no.
ah,
I
I
mean,
think the
Kittle's
Saints are
Kittle's
just
going to
that bad.
IR. Brock Purdy's been questionable. I don't. Can you name me the backup?
Tuttle isn't Tuttle the head end? Tuttle, is that
That'll.
right?
Oh no, I'm saying the backup for Purdy if he can't go. Are we confident
Oh,
there?
Oh, Purdy will be able to go. Purdy will play, baby.
Let's see. What is it?
He's
Oh, it's a
Brett Favre
toe
reincarnated.
and shoulder. I mean, if it's this throwing shoulder, it could be trouble. But yeah, I mean, not much to say here. The Niners did
don't they?
everything they could to lose that game last week, and they still didn't. So expect a lot better special teams performance. It might be the difference between like the special teams alone might be the difference between 6 to 9 points. So yeah, no. I'm also going Niners, just playing a little devil's advocate.
Woo! House
Yeah,
ride, baby.
that's fair. That line just seems a little low.
Yeah.
Like if it was
Yeah.
like 6.5, I mean, I get what you're saying, being devil's advocate there with the injuries, but I don't. I mean,
Because the look ahead line was 7. I don't think Kittle's worth that many points.
No.
right?
Nuh-uh.
So they got a good defense for the Saints, but that's about it. I mean, Kamara and Olave are going to be cool on your fantasy team if you have them, but
Mhm.
that's not a lot of bright spots there.
Speaking of a team with not a lot of bright spots,
Mhm.
next game,
How's
NFC
this going?
East showdown.
Oh God.
The New York, apparently football giants, apparently they still play football, are going to Dallas to Jerry World. Dallas, the Cowboys, favored by 5.5 points at home against the Giants. Nick, I think I can guess where you're going here,
Yeah, dude.
but
Fuck the Giants. They're not a good franchise. The Cowboys, with how well they played against the Eagles the other week, and it was competitive the entire time. Going to a poverty franchise like the Giants, I feel like the Cowboys can easily cover and just beat the shit out of the Giants. I think the Giants are going to be waving the white flag by the end of the night. They're just a poverty franchise. They're going to end off the season with like 1, maybe 2 wins at max. They have no talent, going nowhere. Well, they do have talent, but fuck you, Sean, for taking the Giants over.
Yeah,
Early.
Sean,
That's
do
early.
you wanna go second here since you're so high on the
Sure.
Giants?
So all I have to say is 17 for 37, 46% completion percentage, 168 yards. Sure, he had some rushing touchdowns, but a QBR of 25 and a half. Now, if you get to 60, 60 is not even good. If you get to 60, a boat race that Redskins team. But unfortunately, Russell Wilson is the starting quarterback for week 1, and I don't know why week 2. I hope Dable does some changes. If I will put a little asterisk here, I'm picking the Cowboys, but if Dable announces a change come Thursday, Friday, we may have to make some changes there. We may go live. Who knows? But yeah, give me Cowboys. Yeah, not a lot to say. The Giants are going to be bad as long as Wilson's behind center. Take him out back, put 2 in the forehead, just end that career.
Well, it pains me to hear this because I am a big Russell Wilson supporter. I do have a signed Wisconsin Badgers Russell Wilson card, so
He's not
I
coming
am
through those doors anytime soon. That's long past.
right. Not only, well, Sean, you brought up the passing stats for Russ there. Did you know he was the Giants' leading rusher last week too?
Oh.
Yes, and he should have been a lot more. I was watching. They should have used him way more. We need to use. I will say we here. We need to use him like a cheap rent a car because you still have Jameis and the future in Jackson Dart waiting in the wings. That's exactly what the Jets need to be doing with Justin Fields and the Giants need to be doing with Wilson.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Dallas here too. I don't see how this is only 5.5 when it's in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So
Because
hammer
isn't
Giants money line if you're all against us.
right, like, but isn't home field advantage in the NFL worth like 2.5 or 3 points? Like, isn't that the
Typically it's worth 3 points. Yes.
so we're saying if this is a neutral site game, the Cowboys aren't even favored by a field goal?
I
Yeah, that's
think
That
wild.
it
just
is
seems
just
wild to me.
because I think it's because of that Giants defensive line, defensive front in general.
Right, but that's the only thing they have.
But Dakota Rain
Correct.
Prescott is like a very solid QB, and like he can get the ball out quick. It's like they're gonna be an issue. Yeah, the front seven's gonna be an issue, but it's not gonna be that much of an issue where like Dakota Rain Prescott can't sling the rock a little bit.
Well, I think CD is going to have a big game as well. I think he's been pissed that he's been reading the papers all week or reading tweets. Nobody reads the papers anymore.
Yeah, dude,
So
that drop on the post was brutal.
it was a tough look.
Can't have that. All right, moving on to the next game. We got the Browns almost pulling off the upset against the Bengals. Watching that game, that seemed like a game nobody wanted to win. Like the Bengals, I forget what the stat was, but they had like 10 yards of offense in the second half or something. Like it was abysmal. And the
Especially
Yeah.
against the
Browns
Bears.
had Joe Flacco had like 2 tipped interceptions that were just off his receiver's hands so anyways,
Classic Rodgers pick.
nobody wanted to win the battle for Ohio. But going to week 2 here, Browns going to the Ravens. Obviously, the Ravens probably have a little bit of incentive to win this week after the heartbreaker last week. Ravens favored by 11.5 at home. Nick,
That's pretty.
it's a big line.
It's a big line, and I kind of went back and forth on it because I really don't think Flacco played that terribly. But the Ravens are just a good club. They're just a good
Mhm.
football playing club. And I feel like the Ravens don't want to lose, back to back weeks. And they're kind of
Mhm.
just going to go out there and just beat the shit out of another poverty franchise. That did my boy Baker Mayfield no justice. So I'm going to go with the Ravens here. I think they're going to be able to take care of business. That line isn't great. I don't like it, but it's what we got, so we're rocking with it.
Yeah, it's a crazy high line. It's the only line that's in the double digits. Actually, only line that is greater than 7 points. Buffalo and the Jets is at 7, but no other line is double digits besides this game. I took Cleveland last week against the Bengals, and I was the only one who took that, and Cleveland covered. I'm gonna ride the Browns again here in week 2. I do think that the Ravens have something to prove here this week, and probably will shit stomp the Browns in the first half. But the backdoor cover here is going to be so sweet, and I think they end up losing. The Browns are going to lose by 10, but hey, they're going to cover. Sean,
So this line just stinks to high heaven, right? This was the hardest game for me to pick when I was kind of handicapping these games last night. And yeah, I don't love that it's 11 and a half because I could see this being a 14, 17, 21 point blowout by the Ravens coming out with it, looking to make a statement. But Joe Flacco revenge game too. Obviously, that's always in play because he's played for a fuckload of teams.
mm-hmm.
The Browns
A good.
the Browns had a dominant rushing defense. Granted, the Bengals don't run the ball that well to begin with, but this is going to be their first real test of the season. It's another AFC West or AFC North grinded out game. And with the total and everything involved here, I just think 11 and a half is way too much. I'm going Browns.
Yeah, the one thing I want to add, good point about the Flacco revenge game. I had totally slipped my mind.
That's
But
what I'm hearing.
the other thing I wanted to add about this game is, like you said with the total, last week was a shootout between Buffalo and the Ravens, the Bills and the Ravens, right? Because you have Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry just going back and forth, trading punch for punch.
Oh, yeah.
Baltimore is going to punch the fuck out of the Browns, but the Browns are going to probably have like a 15 play drive that eats up 7 minutes. Probably don't score any points, but they're going to be eating up the
Maybe a field
clock.
goal.
Right. So, yeah. Here we go. That's the game that's going to turn around the spread for Sean and I, the spread records, since we're
Yeah,
against Nick.
we'll pick one up.
Next game is one that I'm personally very excited to watch. Jags going to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. Bengals favored by 3.5 points at home. Nick?
I got the Jags, baby. I'm kind of high on the Jags this year. And seeing how well the Bungles performed last week doesn't instill a lot of confidence in me. I'm not saying the Jags performed extraordinarily well either, but I don't know. I feel like the Jags are going to be on the up and up this year. And the line only being 3.5, I could see the Jags somehow winning this game. Like an untimely pick by Burrow or just some fucking fluky ass bullshit happening. And I could just see the Jags winning this game like a grungy, like 20, like Jags 20, Bengals 17, something like that. Um, I don't know. I feel like Trevor Lawrence has gotten a bad rap for like the past couple of years. Like his wide receivers led the league in drops or like we're in the top 5 for drops for like a hot minute. And the Jags, as we all know, haven't been good since Blake Bortles. um, just crazy to say. So I don't
Show
know.
some respect.
Yeah, my bad. So I don't know. I feel like the Jags have an outside shot of actually like winning this game, straight up. But the 3.5 line for the Jags, I feel like that's pretty comfortable to bet on.
Yeah, Sean?
Yeah, I would agree. As my brother who owns multiple Jags merch at this point in his life, shout out Ryan. Um, I feel like I know enough about this team to take the Jags plus 3.5, and they may be live on the money line here. So the Bengals probably should have lost last week, but missed kicks end up coming back to hurt the Browns. And what I'm more interested in is the Jags rushing attack versus the good Bengals defense. So we're going to see who's more dominant there. Bengals might win. They might look good, but look for that Jags backdoor cover as well. So I'd sprinkle maybe a little bit on that money line. Test her out.
Could that potentially be a lock of the week? We
Maybe.
shall see.
Who
We
knows?
shall see. I am actually going to ride the Bengals here. Last week, I brought up the fact that the Bengals start slow. As been brought up multiple times, the Bengals should have lost last week, probably, but they won. And 3.5, three in the hook, is always a little scary because the field goal loses you, or you lose here if they win by a field goal. But the Jaguars played the Panthers last week. I don't know if anybody saw the clip, but Bryce Young was more concerned with what was going on in the jumbotron during timeouts. They did like the what ball is the helmet
Hey man, the ball
underneath.
and the helmet can get everybody.
So I mean, the Jags didn't have to face anybody offensively last week, and then looking at the Jags offense, I mean, Brenton Strange was their leading receiver, who was their new starting tight end. I, I mean, Travis Etienne had a really good game because he had that one long run that he couldn't cap off for a touchdown. They just traded Tank Bigsby to the Eagles this week.
Mhm.
Saw that.
Not
Yeah.
that not that Bigsby did anything. He was 5 rushes for 12 yards, but I don't know who the fuck their backup behind Bigsby is. So it's going to be all on ETN. I like Cincinnati at home.
Look
I'm
for
going to
some more
buck
fun packages with Travis Hunter out of the backfield.
right. I'm going to buck the trend so that way we don't all pick the Jaguars. But I do like Cincinnati.
All right,
Next
Rogan,
one,
you're a college football junkie though. You
I am.
any appreciation for the old I forget how many years ago this was, but Burrow Lawrence rematch of the college football title game?
Yeah, that's fun. I don't know. That'd be a good pull by our research team, which we don't have one. But I wonder have Burrow and Lawrence played since that national title game?
I'm sure they
Wonder-
would have had to because it was Burrow's what, but I only missed that entire year with the ACL, so I don't know, maybe.
yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's a good pull there, Sean. Uh, last or moving on. I think this is the. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna shut up. Rams going to Tennessee to play the Titans. Rams are a 5.5 point road favorites. Nick,
uh, yeah, I bet on the Titans last week. You guys are fools for not. I don't think I will ever bet on the Titans again. Um, the Rams. I'm just. I don't know. The Titans looked so fucking bad from the top to the bottom. Like they just looked bad. Coaching fucking. Would they give up like over 100 yards and penalties? Like
Yeah, so
yeah,
that's
100, 135 or 131 at one point. They almost had as many penalty yards as total yards of offense.
That's fucking
hmm
horrible, man. And Cam Ward did not look that great. The Titans are a genuine talentless team. Yeah, the Rams I feel like are gonna kind of do what they want with the Titans all around. Give me the Rams. Just give me the Rams.
Yeah, I would agree on that one. The play that most vividly lives in my head when I think of the Tennessee Titans at this moment this year was where they kicked it to the Broncos. The Broncos muffed the punt, or they punted, sorry, to the Broncos. The Broncos muffed the punt. They ran it, or it was an incomplete pass or something. So this was still a one-score game well into the fourth quarter. They were damn near in the Broncos' red zone, and then almost said Will Levis. Cam Ward with some Will Levis-esque performance decided to. He was under pressure, under duress, started running backwards, took the sack, then took another sack to get them out of field goal range. It was just abysmal to watch. Unfortunately, I had a vested interest through picking all of these games against the spread. So I was at the edge of my seat because it was 8 and I did lose. But yeah, no spread is going to be big enough against this Tennessee Titan team. They are bad. Cam Ward will have a game where he loses his mind, but that's not this game.
yeah. This is honestly probably the most surprising line to me this week.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody with eyes that watched that Tennessee Denver game, first of all, should get a refund. Not of money, but of the time that they spent in their life that they will never get back watching that game. Luckily for me, I had it in a quad box, so I just had to glance up at it every once in a while. That game was fucking terrible.
Yeah, yeah,
The
dude, it was
Browns
so
and
bad.
Bengals, nobody wanted to win that game. Nobody wanted to win that fucking Tennessee Denver game either. So give me the Rams. I would love to somehow find a way to pick the Titans here, but this is one I think you could all spread up quite a way. I just fuck the Titans.
The Titans are just not a good ball club. They are just not a good ball club, straight up.
All right, let's move on to something maybe a little bit more exciting. Maybe not. The Bears head into Detroit. Detroit's favored by 5.5 points in this NFC North divisional game.
Um. Oh fuck! Wait, did I? I wrote
Ooh,
down Bears in here.
ooh, you
Um.
did.
I
Cool.
wrote.
Yep,
Feel a
For
little
some
zesty.
reason wrote down Bears. I don't know
I'd
if I
probably go with it.
believe that now. Why the fuck did I write Bears? You know what? The
Oh,
sheet never lies. The sheet never
right.
lies. We're hammering the Bears. The Lions, they don't know what to do. Dan Campbell is a fucking coordinator merchant. He's lost. He's lost in the sauce. He doesn't know how to run an offense. He doesn't know how to run a defense. Dan Campbell's just not a good head coach. He just got lucky with some draft picks, and Ben Johnson is just going to go into Ford Field, fist Dan Campbell, and Crying Caleb is going to walk out of there with a dub, baby. All right, he's going to be 1-1. That's all that matters. I was fully mentally prepared to like bet on the Lions. But after seeing my sheet that never lies, I have the Bears. So
Hmm.
now I'm fully on the Bears. All right. The Bears have to win this, hammer this. You could even alt spread it up to like 6.5. Doesn't matter. Bears.
Love your
Oh,
conviction.
right. I love that alt spread of one more point. Well, I guess or were you saying 6.5 for the Bears?
6.5. Oh, okay. No, 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 no,
Oh,
no.
all right. Yeah, no, I mean I totally get that. The sheet never lies. This is also why I don't have a sheet and I just picking them from off the cuff as I see it. Listen, the Bears were not that impressive yesterday. They started off hot. They got the pick six. I think Detroit's gonna be pissed off. They got embarrassed by the Packers. Besides like that late garbage time touchdown we talked about before. I could see Detroit putting up 70 on the Bears this week. And I don't see how the Bears can run the ball against the Detroit front seven. And if you have to rely on Caleb Williams to win you a game, that's not a bet I want to take. So give me the Lions minus 5.5. Might be a lock of the week. We'll see. Sean?
Yeah, I watched two completely different Bears teams last night. And Nick, I can only assume that you just wrote that in the first half and just either turned your TV off in the second half or just forgot about it. Or you're too stubborn to say otherwise.
The sheet never lies, baby.
So, sure, we can go with that.
Super champ.
The Lions defense, though, I think is going to be a lot better than whatever we saw from the Vikings on Monday. I know the Vikings defense, they started to get it together, but they were losing people left and right at one point. It was ugly. And the Lions defense is going to be the Lions defense is it's just not going to be it's going to be so much more improved. They already had a good defense. I mean, they shut Jacobs out for he had a hard time getting going. I don't think that the Bears Caleb might have some rushing yards, but they were just slurping him all night about he gets rid of the ball so quick. Yeah, and guess what? He'll throw it to a wide open defender. It's not hard here. Just take the Lions with the points.
What Sean said. All right, moving on to Seattle, heading to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, obviously, with that crazy win against the Jets. Oz, the serial killer, for Mike Tomlin, hitting that what
Dude,
ended up being the game-winning kick for the Steelers wasn't as time expired, but huge kick by Boz. Steelers favored by 3 points at home against the Seahawks. What's your sheet say, Nick?
So if I didn't see this information earlier, I would have easily gone with the Steelers, right? I'm a Rodgers dick rider. I think Rodgers
Yeah,
was
I
never
absolutely look. I'm
washed.
gonna love this take.
I think Rodgers has never been washed. But I just saw like this one guy on TikTok come out with like his like advanced analytics about like every single pick, whatever, and he actually has the Seahawks winning this game. And this game is such a 50-50 for me that one singular TikTok is enough to sway me. So I'm
Oh
actually
yeah.
gonna go with the Seahawks +3 here. Uh, I I don't know. I think the JSN can do some things. The Steelers defense didn't look, particularly impressive against Justin Fields, who I don't think is a great quarterback. He's definitely, in my humble opinion, a bottom 16 quarterback, and Sam Darnold isn't that good either, but he's right around that halfway mark. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks +3 here. I feel bad to fade Rodgers, but I think they can get it done. I think they can get it done.
I'll make this one
If
quick, Sean.
yeah,
Give me the Steelers -3. I have nothing else to say.
well, Nick, if you believe every nonsensical TikToker, then I might as well start TikToking because I could sell you some stock in Russell Wilson week 2 if we're just talking. If we want to throw out numbers, I could probably sell you on that. But I think at the end of the day, is Chris Boswell going to outscore the Seahawks himself this game?
He could.
The dude's automatic from 50 plus. Seahawks got to go cross country after a tough divisional game. Not seeing it all. Give me the Steelers.
Yeah. Did your TikTok say the Seahawks have a serial killer on their team too?
Amen. Amen. It's +3, baby. All right.
Right. All right. Well, one of the closest games of the week probably won't be one of the best games of the week, but at least betting wise, one of the closest games of the week.
Oh,
The
I know where this is going.
Patriots heading down to Miami. A lot of people are not going to tune into this game, but the Dolphins are somehow favored after that abysmal performance in Week 1, favored by 1.5 points.
Ew.
Yeah. What are you thinking, Nick?
I'm going Pats. It was just watching the Dolphins game just made me angry. Like I like that's a team I have no. I don't have a horse in that race at all. Besides like what we do on this podcast, I do think I put $10 on them, but it's fucking $10. I definitely spent money way worse. I was just viscerally angry watching that Dolphins game and watching Daniel Jones just pick them apart. And like just watching Tua just not knowing his fucking foot from his like hand. Like it was just terrible all around. Fuck the Dolphins, poverty franchise, implode everything, fire McDaniels, shoot Tua Tagovailoa into the fucking sun, and sell Tyreek Hill to back to the Chiefs. And so then Patrick Mahomes can quit being an obese bum. So give me the Pats.
Do you want to do it or do you want me to?
Yeah, I can take this one.
All
So I struggled because the Finns burned me, not just once, but twice last week. I think that might have just been Daniel Jones's coming out party, and he's probably not going to do it again next week. He might. But I think this could be a temperature game. I think it's going to get real hot. Ideally, it's going to get real hot down there, and we're hoping for a lot of Patriots players cramping up, maybe some late scratches. Who knows? I am going. Unfortunately, I will not. Spoiler: I'm not putting this one in my lock, but give me the Finns minus the 1.5.
Wow. Going back to the well that burned you twice
Yeah.
in Week 1.
Yeah.
That's honestly shocking.
Yeah.
After they got dismantled by Danny Dimes.
The Patriots have always struggled going down to Miami. And I did not love what I saw from Drake May last week.
Yeah, but that was Tom Brady. Like, let's be real here.
And Drake May. He played last year.
Did he struggle going down to Miami? Miami wasn't that bad of a ball club last year. This year they are looking fucking horrible.
It ain't great. I think it's get right game. We'll be able to see after they're 1-1. We'll be able to test their mettle week 3.
Yeah, they're gonna go 1-1, and they're only gonna win by 1 point, baby. All right, let's go, Pats.
We'll see. We'll see.
This is a game that there is no way any rational human being will be taking the Dolphins. But that's why we're the weekly fucking degenerates. And we're going to have 2 people riding the Fins this week. Because I am also going to ride the Fins.
Lock potential for you?
Ew.
You're confident enough to...
And
let's make it fun.
listen.
3 picks in a row that you guys are fading me?
We are. But before we talk about that, I just want to get this out there about the Fins. They physically cannot play any worse than they did against the Colts. If
Only
they
go up.
put out a similar performance as they did against the Colts, McDaniel will be fired before he leaves the stadium. I think this is a massive game for the Fins. Obviously, everybody's, had to watch the garbage fest that came out last week. I agree with Sean. This is a get-right game for Miami. That was my little nugget that the Patriots have always struggled going down to Miami. It's an early season Miami game, so I guess I haven't checked the weather, but I'm assuming it's going to be pretty warm down there. Yeah, I like the Fins, but yeah, good point there, Nick. That Sean and I have both faded you on the last three games. So
well, we're not fading you. We're fading your sheet. So to be fair,
Never lies. That's why I'm winning, baby.
Next game, Panthers versus the Cardinals. Cardinals getting 6.5 points at home after beating the Saints last week. Cardinals gonna have maybe 2 cupcakes here to open up the season. Kind of surprising, I guess. Anyways, Nick, what does thy sheet say for Panthers versus Cardinals?
I'm gonna do the good old kiss method here. All right, keep it simple, stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna go with the Cardinals. Panthers just did not look good.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Somebody else take the microphone.
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand the kiss method here. Can't go against it. One thing is, I didn't think that Arizona really looked too great against the Saints though either. But when your quarterback's more interested in the balls and the helmets than in making sure we got the play call right, yeah, give me Arizona as well.
Arizona's QB would be more interested in Call of Duty, in like a couple of months.
But Call of Duty's not out yet, so
that's when we fade them.
Yeah.
That's when we zag. So for the fans of the podcast that like fading, everybody, congrats with your Panthers plus 6.5. I'm going Cards all the way here. Panthers just looked bad last week. Cards looked slightly better. I'm mostly intrigued about the Maserati Marv versus Tet in terms of wide receiver comparison. I think that'll be fun, but I don't plan on watching a whole lot of this game.
Yeah, that's one that probably, unless if you are a diehard Panthers or Cardinals fan, I don't know how many people are going to be paying attention to that one. Another game that might be intriguing after the Colts' performance in Week 1. The Broncos heading to Indianapolis. The Broncos favored by 2.5 after the wonderful performance they had against the Titans at home. Yeah, Broncos 2.5 favorites heading to Indy. Nick, what do you got?
It's the battle of the horses, man. This week, I got the Broncos.
I like it.
They didn't, they didn't look that great last week. I don't think they're gonna look that great this week. But there's no way Daniel Jones is gonna come out there slinging the rock like he did last week. The Broncos just have a much better defense. And Bo Nix, is gonna get his head on straight, and they're gonna go out there and they're just gonna put, you know, parts of their bodies inside the Colts. So give me the Broncos. I think 2.5 is a pretty good line for the Broncos. I think that's pretty comfortable for them.
Yeah, I would agree on that. Just Daniel Jones, 2 good weeks in a row. How are we feeling about that? I don't love that. I was trying to find some nuggets for the show last night, and I did find out Daniel Jones' all-time record ATS is literally 50%. So, did he have a good week last week in cover? Yep. Is he going to win this week? No. So yeah, give me that. Give me that Broncos -2.5. Last week was a tough week for the Believers. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Colts' dominance was more telling about the Dolphins than it does the Colts. So give me Bo.
I think there's one thing that both of you boys are forgetting about here.
Daniel Jones?
Nope. The power of, you know, heroes get remembered. Legends never die. Jim Irsay.
Ah. Yeah. How could I
He
forget?
is going to do magical things for the Colts
Is he
this year.
tweeting pussy pics from beyond the grave?
He, if he could, he would. I don't know if you
God,
have that power,
God bless
man.
him. I love that, man.
Right. I did not like the way the Broncos looked week 1 at home facing Cam Ward. You're at home in Denver, which is supposed to be a home field advantage because of the Mile High Stadium effect. And you're facing a rookie quarterback and you barely escape out of that game. It looked terrible. Obviously the Colts looked like they dominated. Colts at home again. Broncos got to go on a road trip. Give me the Colts.
No,
I'm a believer.
now the Broncos did lose the turnover battle significantly, and they still won by 8, though. Any cause for
Well,
concern there?
I mean, I get what you're saying. It wasn't. I was never in fear of the Broncos losing that game
Oh,
to the
Sean
Titans,
was.
but I personally was not. But I think that's a game where if Denver is truly as good as a lot of people think they are, I think that's a game where they would have shown it. And I would love to be proved wrong, but I'm gonna ride the Colts after a hot week 1. I think they keep it rolling with Danny Dimes. You know, we saw Sam Darnold have a resurgence in Minnesota. Is Danny Dimes' resurgence in Indianapolis? Could be.
Probably not, but maybe.
That'd be wild. That'd be wild to
All
I
see.
can
right.
be entertained with it.
On that note, the game of the week, above and beyond, the Super Bowl rematch. Philadelphia head into Kansas City. Philadelphia 1.5 point road favorites.
Uh, I don't know. I like the way. I don't know. This one's super tough.
Chiefs obviously losing to the Chargers week 1, so big game for the Chiefs. They could start out 0-2 if they can't pull this one out.
I don't know. The entire time, the Eagles just looked unstoppable on the ground. Like Jalen Hurts' legs were just kind of crazy against the Cowboys, right? Like, what do you have for rushing? Like, it was like goddamn, like over 50 plus, wasn't it? Like, I don't know how many he had, but it was too many.
62. Yeah,
62?
62.
Wild. Fucking wild. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs are obviously a good ball club, right? We all know this. Patrick Mahomes is just morbidly obese. Travis Kelsey is just, slowing down in his old age, caring more about acting than actual ball at this point. This one's tough, but I'm gonna go with the Super Bowl champs here. I'm gonna keep betting them until they prove me otherwise.
Like it. Yeah, I'll be quick here. I also like the Eagles. I think the Eagles didn't really perform that well week 1. Obviously, with Jalen Hurts leading the entire game in rushing with 62 yards. Saquon is going to blow up at some point. Could be this week. AJ Brown had 1 target last week, so I mean he could also go off. I like the Eagles here, even at Arrowhead. Are you going to buck
When
the
you say
trend?
blow, no, I don't think so. But when you say Saquon's going to blow up, do you mean like he's going to have an injury or go off?
No, I'm saying like 150 rushing, like kind of what we saw of Derrick
Oh,
Henry
gotcha,
on
gotcha.
Sunday night, where
Okay.
it's just like you can't stop him. He's just going to
Yeah,
run for
because
70
I
yards at will.
I don't like predicting injury, but given Saquon's tread on the tires from last year, I think one tire is going to pop at some point, and he might hit the
Oh
wall hard.
no. Oh
But
no.
I know. Just given the stats and the history of that durability at running back, but that is not that. That's a problem. You can kick that can down the road a couple weeks, maybe a month or two. Give me the Go Birds at one and a
Go
half.
birds.
Chiefs Chiefs receiving rooms in shambles. They're not going to be able to get much on the ground either, as long as Jalen Carter doesn't do some dumb shit. So I think they'll be fine.
House ride,
Moving
baby.
on to yeah, House Red and the Eagles. Moving on to the Sunday night game. A question I had is, why is Minnesota getting the Monday night game in week 1 and then the Sunday night game in week 2? Like, I don't know. I get they were good
McCarthy
last
love is
year, but
real. McCarthy love, dude.
anyways,
Oh,
Vikings
why?
at home for Sunday night football against the Falcons. Vikings currently favored by 4.5 points. Skull? Anybody?
Um, I actually kind of liked what Penis did out there for the Falcons. Um, I was low key impressed with them last week, so I'm actually gonna go with the Falcons this week. They just have a lot of talent, kind of on offense. You know, if they're able to put it together. Kyle Pitts will win you your fantasy league this week, so make sure you trade for him. Trade away like Justin Jefferson or like Saquon Barkley for Kyle Pitts. He's unstoppable. If he got to the 102 in your draft, then I don't know what kind of fucking ticky tack league you're in, but Kyle Pitts goes at the 101 every time. So I don't know. I think I like the Falcons here. I really like their offense. I know the Vikings have a really really good defense, but I think the Falcons can keep it close enough to where the Vikings are uncomfortable. And if shit goes wrong, if JJ throws another fucking pick six, I could see the Falcons somehow winning this game too. I'm looking at the money line at plus 185. It's one of those games where like you could sprinkle on it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you wouldn't be too uncomfortable sprinkling couple of dollars on that money line.
Yeah, and to make you feel even better about that money line, that's basically the same price that the Titans are to beat the Rams.
That's
So, I
insane.
mean, which one do you have more confidence in?
Yeah.
Sean, you wanna go ahead on this one too?
Sure. So very similar to Nick's notes with the Bears. I too wrote this in the first half, but I'll still stand by it. They looked abysmal against the Bears, in parentheses, in the first half. They got it right in the second half, but I think that's more of a collapse on the Bears than anything.
Yeah.
I would say just look for a big game from Bijan. It's a short week for the Vikings too, which I usually never love. And McCarthy coming off. First off, would they interview that guy? I'm convinced he's a robot. The dude just seemed boring. Not a lot of charisma, not a lot of personality. But short week for the Vikings. I'm going Falcons here. I liked what I saw against them. It was a good fight against. As long as they get that kicking situation right, I like it
Yeah.
-4.5.
Plus 4.5 for the Falcons, right?
Oh, I thought it was -4.5.
No,
No, the Falcons are
no.
plus
So
this
Oh,
week.
what the
yeah,
fuck?
Yeah, dude.
right. So
Oh, I must have
that's
just
one of
read
the
that wrong.
when I looked at this game, I kind of had to double take it too, Sean. Not that I
Oh,
totally. The one thing that makes you want to pick the Vikings is I saw a stat that JJ McCarthy is like 62-3 now as a starting quarterback. The guy just doesn't lose. I get he didn't look the greatest last night in his NFL debut, but there's got to be something for playing 65 games and winning 62 of them.
sure.
Yeah, what about
Albeit
Trevor
that
Lawrence?
includes high school and, other things as well.
Now,
But
I'm viewing JJ McCarthy as a rookie. I was curious last night. I'm not necessarily a true rookie, but a rookie nonetheless. So, can we think of a rookie that made his NFL debut on Monday Night Football? and got his first win.
Fun trivia here.
Yeah, I'll bring some nuggets every once in a while. I had some time this week. It is Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold got his first win on Monday Night Football in 2018.
Ew.
Now, he did not win his second game after that. So, that's all we need to know. I would say, if you like a little underdog, feeling frothy. Go Falcons.
Yeah,
Definitely with the points.
I think 4.5 is too much.
Yeah.
I mean, the Falcons honestly should have probably won that game against the Buccaneers. I mean, the Buccaneers didn't play great, but like, I mean, Bijan is a monster, obviously, and like Nick said, I didn't think Michael Penix Jr. looked too terrible. So he even showed off his legs a little bit, which I guess maybe he's always had that in his bag. I don't really remember it from his Washington days. I didn't really watch him too much last year, but I squad ride on the Falcons here at plus 4.5. That was a line that kind of surprised me too, that it was that far in the Vikings' favor. All right, we have 2 Monday night games this week
Love
because
it.
why can't we just have one? I don't know. First one is Tampa Bay going to Houston, and Houston is 2.5-point home favorites.
Give me the Bucks, baby. The Bucks didn't, we were just talking about it, so I'm gonna keep this kind of, short. Bucks didn't look that fantastic, but getting a little 2.5-point cushion against the Texans, who also didn't look that fantastic. CJ Stroud is just, he's a bottom feeder in the league. Bottom 7 quarterback. I don't know how he got.
Others would disagree. Rational people would disagree.
Don't switch up on me now, Brogan. I know you're a CJ Stroud hater, just like me.
He's not great.
You
I don't think he's great, but he's not bad.
You said he was number 25.
Hang on, I'm getting there. Keep going. I'll pull up the quarterback list. Keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to get a Patreon and release that.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the Buccaneers kind of bounce back. It's gonna be a little bit tough, but I think the Buccaneers are gonna be able to do it. They just have so much talent all over the place, and the Texans, they have so many injuries. I know it's at home for the Texans, but I don't know. I feel like the Buccaneers are going to start piecing some things together, especially with their new rookie wide receiver. I won't even begin to pretend how to pronounce his last name.
Emike Ibuka.
Thank you. Mbuka?
Something like that.
Abuka. The G is silent. Abuka.
Doesn't matter. He catches tugs.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Dude. Like, he's a fucking touchdown monster.
Wouldn't you love to have that guy in your fantasy team?
No. Because Baker Mayfield's throwing him the ball, so obviously I don't want him. But yeah, give me the Bucks, because Baker Mayfield is unironically a pretty fucking good quarterback. Fuck the Browns for letting him go.
Yeah.
Well, he needed to let the Browns let him go to get good. The Browns were the ones holding him back. But yeah, I also have the Bucks 2.5 spread. All I got is Baker's good. Texans are struggling. No Tristan Wirfs on the offensive line is going to hurt. Chris Godwin's still coming back. I don't believe they put him on the PUP list, so he should return hopefully in like the next month or so. But I think that they have plenty of weapons to hold down the fort till he gets back. So I think the Bucks are going to get it done here.
I don't know why. This is kind of like when Nick had the Bears on his sheet. Like I said, I don't have a sheet. Something's just screaming Texans -2.5. I don't love it. I don't have any stats or any reasoning on why, but I'm gonna go Houston -2.5. That's all I got.
Fair enough.
All right.
Moving on to the final game of the week. I think it's a 10 p.m. Eastern start, so hope you're on the West Coast for this one. Chargers head into Vegas to play the Raiders. Chargers, after beating the Chiefs in week 1 down in Brazil, are 3.5-point favorites on the road against the Raiders.
This game, my sheet actually doesn't have anything on it. So,
What?
Oh boy,
um,
you got to
So
fire from the hip here.
are
That's
you taking a
terrifying.
push at
dude,
3.5?
we're gonna take a push at 3.5. I think it's gonna be the first ever push at 3.5. The sheet doesn't lie. Okay. But if I had to go off of straight gut reaction, looking at Chargers and Raiders, it's a divisional game. Shit's gonna be a little bit scrappy. Brock Bowers gonna be back. Is he back?
Yeah,
He should be fine.
He's gonna be fine.
yeah. He said he was fine. I
Okay.
mean, just a
They
little
were
bang
saying
up.
that he could have went back in the second half, but I completely understand why you wouldn't risk that.
I think I'm going to be a Raiders homer for some godforsaken reason this year. Even though Chargers are
Come on in.
typically like my AFC team, now it's the Steelers because my goat. I don't know. It's kind of like how Brogan looked at the Texans and was just like, "Wow, something in my balls is telling me Texans.
Right.
Something in my balls is
You can just-
telling me Raiders." They're going to
Just
cover.
feel it deep
Yeah.
inside you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Raiders are going to be able to cover. Probably not win, but they're going to be able to cover.
Ron, you got any feelings in your balls, brother?
Just rip it, baby.
Not entirely. I liked what I saw from the Raiders last week.
Brother can't feel his
Geno
balls.
Smith is a solid quarterback. I know. I gotta probably go see a doctor after this, actually. But on my way to the ER, you know how much I love the medical people. Anywho, yeah, like I said, Bowers should be fine. Probably could have went back, but why would you risk that? Ginty did disappoint, but he did find the end zone. So unfortunately, my Ginty ladder prop was dead early last week. Extremely disappointed. I had to go battle it out with people at Pato about a janky ticket, but that's a story and a time for another day. That was a bunch of bullshit. Anywho, Chargers looked really good on Friday night, and they're coming off the mini bye. So give me the Chargers -3.5.
Yeah, Nick, I can't go against your feeling here. Well, I guess maybe I am going to go against it. I can't knock your feeling is the words I was looking for, I think. But yeah, Chargers. I mean, I said it last week. Who's got it better than us? Nobody. And then I turned full heel and went Chiefs. I'm not going to make that mistake 2 weeks in a row. Who's got it better than us? Nobody. Give me the Chargers. -3.5 on the road.
Yeah, I'm looking at this game. It is 9:00 Central. This is going to be terrible.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep. 10
Yeah.
p.m. Eastern. Hope you're on the West Coast, or otherwise it's gonna be a late one.
Yeah, shit's going to get over past midnight. That fucking sucks.
Right, but so is this a better format than them starting one at like 6 and one at 7, like they seem to do in the past? You know, when you had like
No,
two
because I
Monday
can
night
watch
games?
them at the same time.
Why have two
I'd much
Monday
rather do
night
that shit.
games?
I can
Yeah,
bring it into Tuesday. I don't give a shit.
See, that's what I never really got either. Is like you never have two Sunday night games, so why do we have two Monday night games? Like
I mean,
Monday and Sunday night should be reserved for one game apiece.
yeah, we got to be getting close to Tuesday and Wednesday night football. I mean, that's going to be awesome.
Taken away from the Mac? Or what? It's a Mac.
So, once we get deep into college football, yeah, we can get that going.
One thing going back to that CJ Stroud talk, I had CJ Stroud ranked as the 16th best quarterback, so I do not fully
Right smack
hate
dab in the middle.
CJ Stroud, but I do not think he's that good of a quarterback. Like Sean said, if you would like to see our complete rankings of quarterbacks, including our friend Jack, the Weenus Man,
Shout out, Jack.
yeah, we will take donations on Patreon, which we don't have set up, but join our Patreon and you can have access to our NFL QB rankings.
And don't know why you would want this unless you know us.
We got the week 2 spreads.
We'll talk to you. Just buy us a beer.
We got the week 2 spreads locked in. This is normally when we would jump into some heaters. Last week, all of our heaters lost. Maybe not a
Oh,
surprise because that's kind of the point of heaters
they
is
were too
to
spicy.
Yeah, a little bit too
right.
spicy.
We're all maybe feeling the heat from week one, and I think we're gonna take this week off from heaters unless either of
Got to
you
step out of the
have
kitchen.
right. Again, this is a self scout moment. We went a little bit too hot for week one. Couldn't pull out one winner. So we'll be back. Get out of the kitchen for this week, and hopefully be back cooking it up in the kitchen with some heaters in week 3. All right. Nobody else
No,
any
no,
commentary
no.
on that
You
besides
you
me. All right.
you
No,
encapsulated that
no,
perfectly. I could say it. I couldn't
we'll
have said it better.
we'll get into our locks now.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah, yeah.
will. So just to
Somebody has to go
recap from
first.
last week, the locks are our bets that we are 100% confident in. We are guaranteeing they will hit. Any lock that does not hit, we will take a shot for at the beginning of the episode, like what happened at the beginning of this one. We'll pick 5 weekly locks individually, and then we'll each pick one more thing for the parlay of the week, where we each bring one leg to the parlay. It could be one of the 5 that we pick for our weekly locks, or it could be a 6th pick. Nick, you and I both had 4 picks correct last week.
Yep.
So
Good
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
you guys.
Sean had 2.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
So
I
Nick,
got some.
what do you want me to go
Yeah, you
here?
go first. I went first for all the other shit. So you go first for this one.
All right, all right. That's fair. Um, you know, I'll start it off with college ball. I was 2-0-1, 2 wins and a push last week with college ball. I'm only going one college ball this week. It's one close to home, you might say. Alabama, Wisconsin. I hopped on this as soon as it opened. Alabama minus 20 and a half. I think it's up to 21 or 21 and a half at some places now.
Damn.
But 20 and a half is the number I love. Obviously, getting underneath that 3 touchdown. But numbers I like, 41 and a half. Numbers I'm okay with, 48 and a half. My lock is 20 and a half for Alabama, but Alabama just put up like 73 points again. I mean, they played some fucking nobody. The Badgers struggled against Middle Tennessee last week. Middle Tennessee State. It was like a
We did
10
take care
10
of
to 7
business
game.
though. At
The score was a
halftime,
10, yeah,
halftime it was dicey.
right. We are going to Alabama. They're home. I don't care, Kalen DeBoer. I get the hate on him, but like you don't win at Bryant Denny Stadium unless you are Alabama. Like you don't go
Are
into
we
that stadium
concerned
and
their
get wins.
players are doing TikToks at halftime and all that bullshit? And
I'm
there
not
may be
concerned
some.
because they will be up 42-0 at halftime. So
Yeah, that's fair.
that is my Giga lock of the week. It might be in the parlay of the week for me because I am this is my lock of the year probably. So I've been rambling on about this. Alabama minus 20 and a half. Probably can't get it anymore, but take it at whatever number you can get it at because it'll just keep rising throughout the week, I feel like. Second pick I'm gonna go with is Detroit minus 5.5. Obviously I picked it for the spread, but I mean I think this is a get back game, get right game for the Lions. The Bears, after that performance in the second half, I can't do it. So give me the Bears minus 5.5. Another one of my locks. This one is a little scary, but I'm going to take the under 48.5 in the Thursday night game of the Packers and Commanders.
I do
The
like
only
that
reason
place
I'm
total.
doing this is unders were hot week 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I get week 2 is a completely different setup. But this is a short week, obviously, for both teams. Packers defense just held Detroit to 13 points, and 7 of those is a garbage time touchdown, which obviously garbage time can happen to anybody. I don't think the Commanders' offense is as scary as Detroit, at least personnel wise. Obviously, Daniels can run, but yeah, I think 48.5 is pretty high. Could be proven wrong, and if I am proven wrong, it's probably a shootout. So that wouldn't be one I would hate missing. Obviously, it's a lock, so I don't plan on it not hitting, but I feel like that number's pretty high at the moment for a short week. Two more locks here. I will say wasn't the most prepared with my locks this week. Those are the three I was pretty confident on. These last two I've kind of been scrambling with while I've been describing these other locks.
Is that why you're rambling?
But I kinda does it sound like I'm rambling? Because I
No.
feel like I'm rambling.
No.
Just drawing a play up in the dirt. You're fine.
Right. Yep. I'm gonna take
Okay.
suspense. The suspense. I
Drum
am
roll.
gonna take the Dolphins -1.5 as a lock.
Ooh,
This is
risque.
disgusting.
Love it.
This is
Love it.
Oh,
You
goes
too
against
will be
everything.
burned by the Dolphins.
interesting.
I just I don't believe in New England. I can already taste the Jack Daniels in my mouth from that one, but
Yeah.
just
No
gotta
hole
do
in the
it.
wall is safe, or no wall is safe from a hole being punched in it.
Exactly. And then my last pick, I might go back to college ball. I don't know. I don't know if our
Got a
listeners
couple
really
years of
like.
eligibility.
Yeah, I don't know if the listeners like me going back to college ball, although I was decently hot in college ball
You went
week
4-1 and
one.
1, baby. I mean,
You and my
Yeah.
dad, the hottest betters I know at college football.
Right. Yeah, we were both on UNLV money line. I
Yeah.
thought about throwing in
Sharp.
Ohio money line last week. Obviously, I didn't, but Ohio beat West Virginia as well. So fuck it. We'll go Kansas State -1.5 in college ball as my last lock. Now Kansas State has been dog shit this year. They lost over in Ireland week 1 to Iowa State. Iowa State's a good ball club. They were one of my locks last week. Ended up pushing against Iowa. Kansas State's playing Arizona. Arizona, not really too scary of a football school. Kansas State's got to get right at some point. They got a decent team. They're a decent ball club. They've been on the schneid lately. So give me Kansas State to. I got a lot of get right picks, I guess, with Detroit, the Dolphins, and now Kansas State on the college side. So Kansas State -1.5 is my final lock of the week. Nick,
All
you're up,
right.
Buttercup.
all
Since
right.
you
I'll
you were
take
second or tied for best last week.
I'll take her home. I'm gonna go with the Green Bay spread. I feel like that's very comfortable to bet on. Like I already explained it, but I'm gonna go with the spread for Green Bay. And then this one is actually a fun one that I think Sean mentioned earlier. A Fields anytime tud. I feel like that's kind of fun. It's kind of whimsical. I'm here for
Mhm.
it.
I
Next
would
one,
put a little pause on it on account of he scored 2 last week, but ride the hot hand.
dude. Sometimes you gotta. That's what I do in craps, baby. All right. And we all know
Yeah,
that's how I'm paying my
gonna
rent this
get on
month.
that.
Um,
It's awesome.
we're gonna go Rams spread for my next one. I feel like another comfortable game for myself that I could, definitely put in as a lock. Next one is quite spicy. This one's kind of a weird one. Daniel Jones over on his longest rush at 11 and a half. I feel like they're it's a little bit out there. I know. They're gonna be slinging the rock a lot because they're gonna be down, right? They're gonna be down, And so I feel like he's just gonna be slippery, man. He's gonna be slippery. He's gonna break out of the pocket, and for some fucking reason, he's gonna get like 15 yards. So I feel like taking his over on the longest rush, banger, absolute banger.
Is that what you were? Is that what you were dreaming about last night? A slippery, oiled up Dan Jones.
Yeah, dude. Daniel Jones is just a slippery, sneaky snake, man.
Understandable.
That is a
Uh,
fun
Good
one.
neck and
I
all.
do
Good neck and all.
appreciate that one.
dude,
Understandable.
we can't. You gotta put a couple of fun ones in there, And then the last one, I have to verify this before I say words here. Going back to that Colts Broncos game, I am also putting the lock as
Invested.
Broncos spread. As my fifth and final pick is the Broncos spread.
Don't hate it.
And then are we still doing a house ride
Nope.
parlay?
Well, we'll do the parlay of the week after our
Okay.
locks here.
All right,
So let
yeah.
Sean, if you wanna hand out your locks of week 2.
Yeah. Sure thing. I'll bang these home quick. Not too. They're all against the spread picks, and then I do got a nice player prop for the parlay. But I just got
Ooh.
Pack -3.5 against the Skins.
Mm-hmm.
I think Parsons is going to have a big game. I think I'm going to cook up a nice spicy parlay for that one. It'll be a good time. Next one, I got Rams -5.5 at Tennessee.
Damn.
Like I said
Sean,
before.
you're stealing all mine, buddy.
I know.
Are they gonna be
That's what I
great for
get.
both of you, or
Yeah. Well, that's what I get for getting last pick. I should have been somewhere
No,
in the
dude, no,
middle.
you're
So
just
you'd
copying
have
me.
been copying me here.
No, dude.
I know. I don't love that. I feel like I got to deviate, but the second I do, it's just going to be bad for me again.
Are you gonna hit the Daniel
Staring
Jones
down the barrel
over?
of this old Smoky.
longest
No,
rush?
I don't think I don't think
Come
I'm
on,
going to
it's
do
fun.
that one
It's fun.
because I'm trying not to drink a lot on the show. And we are going to go Broncos -2.5 at the Colts, though.
oh my
We're not
gosh,
We're not getting
What the
Dan
fuck?
Jones. I know. I could send a screenshot. I have this edited not that like hours ago, yesterday, with lock. So
That's hilarious. I love this.
yeah, me and your sheet think very similar.
Question,
Another one we got.
Question really quick.
Yes.
Can we do 2 parlays of the week since Sean and I are hitting on the same 3 things for our locks? Can we have that as like a second parlay of the week?
we could have that as like the mini parlay of the week as well. Yeah,
Alright.
we could do that.
Alright.
Sure. Yeah, or we can round robin those. Yeah, that'd be a good time. Next one, Eagles -1.5. Lock that in. Like I said, Chiefs receiving room in shambles. Mahomes is not going to be able to run around and pass it. I don't hate Mahomes that much as Nick, nor will I make fun of his BMI or whatever hacky bit you stole from Twitter. But
It wasn't. I didn't steal that one from Twitter. This one was all me, baby, and I'm the one that's pushing it. I'm the one pushing it to Twitter.
Oh, okay.
I'm throwing it
So
out into
anyway-
the void that Patrick Mahomes is morbidly obese because according to the BMI scale,
Gotcha.
he is. So I love me a
Gotcha.
fat Mahomes.
Well, if you folks see that on, I guess technically X, thank you, Elon. That you know who started that one. Next one I got is Falcons +4.5, which is amazing.
Dude,
I had that thing as a lock at -4.5. And then, and then last one I got here is Chargers -3.5. Raiders, good ball club. Not quite there yet, though.
Sean,
Raider
can you count?
Chargers.
So are you doing 6 locks this week?
Or is that last
What
lock
did I have?
for the parlay
One,
of the week, buddy?
two.
No, because he said he had a player prop for the parlay of the week.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I got a
sure.
player prop.
All
All right,
Yeah, I'll do
so
5
stick-
then. Fuck it. Just take the Chargers out, I guess.
Okay.
I
I
would
don't
have to bet
wanna-
against the Raiders.
All right.
I think it was because I had a player prop as early as this morning that I meant to put on there for the parlay. I just had the Chargers on there from last night. So yeah, we'll diversify it a little bit.
All right. Yeah, and for those listening at home that loved that Green Bay -3.5, Rams -5.5, and Denver -2.5 that are all locks for both Sean and Nick on DraftKings right now. That's a +605 parlay, 3-leg parlay. So
Ooh,
that will
I
be
absolutely.
like
our
that.
mini parlay of the week. Not officially the parlay of the week, but because Nick and Sean are riding all three of those, if you're a believer in Nick and Sean, there's a fun little parlay for you at plus 605.
Have fun, kids.
All right, let's do the reverse order for the parlay of the week. Sean, put you back on the spot. Everybody's dying to hear what player prop you got.
Oh, so another Thursday night one. We are going to be going. That pressure is going to be getting to Jaden Daniels all day, extremely fast. It's going to be doing. It's going to look very similar to Jared Goff last week when he just is checking down to no more than 3 to 4 yards. Give me Austin Eckler over 2.5 receptions.
Mm. Mm. Okay. Okay. I fuck with that. I smell what you're stepping in. All right,
You
for
bet.
mine, since I'm numero dos, Matthew Golden bit me last week. Matthew Golden won't bite me again this week, baby. All right, he's the truth. I'm taking Golden's over at 35 and a half. Just because he didn't touch a ball a lot last week, I think Matt LaFleur is going to give the Packers fans what they want, and we want to see fucking Matthew Golden catching goddamn balls. All right.
Like it.
Well, I am torn here, and maybe we should have better communication. Another self scout moment here. That if we're picking two things for the Thursday night game, should the third pick also be in the
Yeah, dude,
Thursday
why
night
not? Why
game?
not? Why not? We make the rules
Well,
around here, buddy.
right. And that's because I had a player anytime Tud that I was going to throw into the parlay of the week. But I think I am going to audible here. I am going to take my Green Bay Washington under 48.5 and throw that into the parlay of the week. And I'm going to take it out of my locks of the week because I want to give the listeners 6 locks this week. So going back to my
Christmas came early.
last lock of the week, I'm gonna go Amon-Ra St. Brown anytime Todd. It's like
Mm,
plus 115 right now. He didn't really do anything
yeah, nice
against the
sideline catch.
Packers. Right? I mean, I'm going all the way in on the Detroit get back game. Gibbs anytime touchdown is too sweet for my blood. It's like minus 170 or something, which is totally fair. Amon-Ra St. Brown at plus money. I think he's gonna have a big week against the Bears. Fuck the Bears.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I'm going to do for my fifth lock, and then, like I said, I am going to throw in the Green Bay Washington under 48.5 for my parlay of the week.
All right, I
Does
like
that
So
pay out to the people, Brogan?
I am calculating it right now. I just got to get the total in here, and then
Sean, I can't believe you're
we are
close.
looking at
Oh. Mm-hmm.
525 this week.
Okay.
Obviously, it's one less leg than last week. Last week we had a 4-legger because of the squad ride on the Tampa Bay spread. Plus 525 for a Thursday night spread. Again, this is the parlay of the week. This is a lock parlay. A lot of people say don't bet parlays because they don't hit. This parlay is gonna fucking hit. So if you want to make 5-1 money, there's no better way to do it than betting Eckler over 2.5 receptions, Matthew Golden over 35.5 receiving yards, and the Green Bay Washington total under 48.5. That'll get you over 5-1 back on your money.
And you won't even be on the edge of your seat all weekend, right? You'll get it done. It's gonna be a quick and dirty one, just Thursday night ball, baby. All right, it's gonna be done and over
This
with.
one, it's just a really easy way to just grow your bankroll going into Sunday. It'll be nice. Thank
Yeah,
us later.
yeah.
Right.
That you could bet on all of
And
my locks, you know.
right. And if you don't trust us because right, it's week 2, maybe you don't trust us. DraftKings has the no sweat for Thursday night. So go ahead, throw your no sweat token on that same game parlay. And
What I'm doing.
if you
Mm-hmm.
don't think we're gonna hit it, then use that no sweat token on Sunday on one of our other locks. Not a bad idea.
The mini parlay of the week, man. I mean that's looking pretty spicy. I really like the
Right.
mini parlay at plus 605. I think myself, I'm definitely
Also
hammering
nice.
that. I like that a lot. Make
I'm
goose
thinking I
and-
am too. Get on
Make
it quick.
goose.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That mini parlay, just again for anybody, is Green Bay -3.5, Rams -5.5, and Denver -2.5. 605, so 6-1 odds. Not shabby.
Mm-hmm. For something that's for
All right,
sure going
boys.
to hit, easy.
Right. That's week 2, I think, for the weekly degeneracy. Is there any closing comments from anybody about week 2?
No, just see you at the window. That's all I got.
Yeah, I don't got anything else. So
Nah, all right.
all right.
All right. Thanks for listening.
I love you guys.
Good